So I just came across a video of a young lady that has six children. So this lady has ended up divorced, and in that video, she was basically, doing like a cutesy video where she was, she was saying that divorce was not in her plan when she got married, but here she is, and she's starting all over again regardless. And so, while I commend her courage and decision to start all over again, taking care of six children literally by herself. I think every woman out there can learn something from her experience. I don't know anything about this lady, but I want us to talk about the condition that she is in right now. So there is a mistake a lot of women out there we tend to make. Once a woman gets into a relationship, there's that tendency to feel like, hey, when it comes to choosing how many children to have, yes, it's my body, but my body belongs to my husband, so I can allow him. If he wants 10 children, let's have it. But the truth is that, using the analogy of somebody that comes to borrow money, sometimes the mouth with which they come to borrow is not the same attitude that they have when it's time for them to pay back. So, in the same way, somebody will tell you, oh, I want you to be the mother of my children. Don't worry, money is not a problem. Stay at home. I'll go out there and work. I make enough money to support the entire family. But once things go wrong in that relationship, the average man will ditch those children with you, and you find yourself stuck at ground zero. Maybe you don't have any job, maybe you've not worked in years and all that. And so I think wisdom calls for us ladies to take responsibility, especially religious women. There's that tendency to feel, it's not my portion, it can never happen to me. Even the Bible, God Himself says that we should be wise as serpents and gentle as doves. He said we should go to the ants and study, go and learn from them. So the ants or the grasshoppers are a group of creatures that they know how to prepare for the future. So if you come to places in the West where we have four seasons, the ants, they gather food for the winter. They gather food for the winter because they know that life is in times and seasons, right? So a couple may start fresh, so much in love and all that. But at some point, people change. The only thing that is dynamic in life is change, especially in humans. Even if you didn't plan to change, as we humans, you are the way you were as a little baby, you have no control over how you grow. You keep growing, and suddenly at some point, you begin to see that you grow older, you grow taller, and then after being an adult for many years, you begin to notice wrinkles and gray hair, and then you begin to stoop over and all that. And some of the strengths you had, things you could do by yourself, you are unable to do it anymore. So in the same way, you marry somebody, the only person that you can vouch for is yourself. Even though you will change, you would likely change in ways that benefit you, but the other person, you cannot influence how they change. So what am I trying to say? As women, we need to be more intentional about our reproductive capacity and what we do with it. Don't just give it up anyhow, because children, although they can be beautiful things, but they are huge responsibilities, and you don't want to end up putting yourself in a situation where you have more children than you can handle. One child is a lot. Because when people talk about how many children they can handle, they often talk about it from the financial aspect. Even if you, as a woman, you have the money to take care of three, four children, the truth is that, do you have the mental capacity to show up for them emotionally and on every level, one after the other at the same level? It's not easy. It is not easy. Children are humans with feelings and all that. And beyond the children, talking about, for example, this lady now as a mom, how is she supposed to show up for these children without a community, right? Without support. Now, even if she says, okay, the man can say, okay, I'll give you, what's it called, child support. The average man will not step up and become the person that is the primary caregiver in this scenario, or the primary custodial parent or whatever. It's usually the woman, right? So you need to think for yourself and say, if things go south, how will this impact my dreams? How will this impact my goals? Will I ever end up where I want to end up? I wish and I pray that things work out for her. But even if they do, it will take more effort, six times more effort, six times more, even more than six times, because the difficulty or the challenge there is in taking care of one child becomes quadrupled, multiplied when you have six children and you have to do it all alone. You have to look for a job, you have to maintain the family. It's not easy. Even if she succeeds, it will take a toll on her health, it will take a toll on her emotionally, on so many levels. And so the less community support she has, the less likely it is for her to come out on top, still fresh and happy. So, my dear ladies, what I want you to take away from this is this: do not leave your future or your destiny to a man. Do not leave it to wishful thinking. Do not leave it to faith. Do not leave it to hope. Even the Bible says that faith without works is dead. If you're believing that things will work out fine, you have to put in your own work to make sure that things will work out fine for you. So if you know that, okay, I feel like I can handle one child or two children, you have to stand up for yourself. Even if that man is saying this and that, no problem. I still maintain that this is my body. You may think this is a controversial take. This lady probably would have thought the same, right? Nobody goes into relationships planning that they're going to break up. But wise people plan for the future, just like the Bible says. And so before you say, oh, you have to be a person of faith, you have to believe God, don't be thinking negative. Even if you don't think negative, there are negative biological processes going on in your body. There are germs in your mouth, there are bacteria working in your body. And you need to contribute to making sure that, okay, you brush your teeth, you make sure that the gut bacteria are not overflowing based on what you eat and a whole lot of things. So even if you are the most positive person, negative things still happen to positive people. You just have to be prepared. Okay?